giving honor to the universal God that has kept us and giving honor to Bishop and First Lady and to all of you. Wow. I was supposed to come up here and talk about Black colleges and Black fraternities and sororities. I am a member of the first female Greek letter organization, Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. I also had the opportunity to go to the first Black Institute for Education. Lincoln University is not the first. Why people accredit Lincoln to be the first is because they actually got accredited. They got there, now they were able to hand out degrees before Cheney University was able to hand out degrees. So I just want to say that, and in the audience, my line sister is here as well. Some people may call me pro-Black. I'm not pro-Black. Before, as you guys know, I am an educator, a teacher. But before that, before my degrees, I still am Sherri. And before that, unfortunately, most people see my color before they see me as a person. So in today's Black History session, I'm gonna actually talk about some of the things that are going on in our community and society as a whole. We had a forum here on Friday that was very informative, and a lot of this has fueled what I'm going to talk about today. And it kind of changed because I was hoping that more young people would have, came today, but I understand the snow and, whatever. But as an older congregation, it is our pledge that we need to give back to our community and start back educating our own children. And I have a whole theory on education and everything. I will get into it, and then, some of you, if you want to have conversations after, because I can go on and on about this decision. But I just want to start by saying, as African Americans as a whole, and minorities, because we do have some minorities in the audience today, we are in a state of emergency. The sad part is that most of us do not know that there's a problem. What is the problem? We don't know who we really are. We as African Americans are perceived to be lazy, uneducated, stupid, dishonest, inferior to white, welfare-loving, watermelon, and fried chicken-eating individuals. They, speaking specifically to the white Angelo's views, which are the white European male inferior mentality, have managed to take these ideas and mainstream these stereotypes as being true. Oh no, you might be thinking, you're not talking about me. You're talking about Sandrisha that lives over there on 3rd and 3rd, but has 7 kids by 7 different baby daddies. Oh no, that's not me and my family. That may not be you, but that's how they view you. And it's shown on mass media, through radio, television, magazines, and the internet. Facts. Did you know that you are the biggest viewers of television today? Subconsciously, we are being programmed to believe that in some ways we are the inferior class. Now, I did some research and I looked at polls of how people view specifically minorities in general, but specifically African Americans, and we have come to the lowest on the totem pole each and every time. But the difference between the racism now and the difference between the racism 50 years ago is it's closed. They don't let you know that I really don't like you. However, I'm going to throw rocks at you and hide my hands. So you're more buddy working for them, and they can care less what happens to you. Let me explain how the brainwashing begins. Before television and radio began, we were self-educated. They didn't want to educate us, so we educated us ourselves. Thus, this is where our first Black institutions of higher education came from. We started educating our own children. We produced doctors, intellectual thinkers, lawyers, scientists, bankers, entrepreneurs. We ran our own communities, mom and pop stores. We had it all. We knew who we were as African Americans. When television and radio came along, I remember my mother telling me stories about when she got her TV, they were so excited to watch TV until they was watching the TV when it was gray on the screen, waiting for the television shows to come on. But when television came on, we were not represented in television. And then when we were represented, they were concerned that we were on TV. They didn't believe that we should be on TV. So what happened was, with rights and everything, they allowed us to go on TV. However, television and radio executives confer status on individual groups that it selects for placement in a public eye. So it tells the viewer who and what is important to know about, what to think about, what our feelings should be, aka brainwashings. Hence, those made visible through television became worthy of attention and concern. As you should be well aware, we are underrepresented in film and television. And when we often succumb to racist stereotypes and aid in feeding ourselves and our children in this garbage. Why is it okay for the most powerful black woman on television to be portrayed as a whore, aka Olivia Pope for all of y'all scandal fans? Or why is it okay for shows like Empire to portray wealthy, intelligent black men as corrupt thieves? Or portray black families also in that show, it portrays black families as being dysfunctional. Or having successful black women degrade and devalue themselves on television just for a check. Namely Housewives of Atlanta, they just had the show called Sorority Girls, which had dehumanized and demoralized black institutions, black organizations, as you know today, which are they give back to our community. But we allowed them to go on national television and act a fool. Now,
Preachers of LA, go ahead, girl.
when is it okay? And this is the last point, and I actually had this conversation with a person last night, and they tried to tell me, like, no, that's not the case. But when is it okay to glorify the act of stripping in order to people believe, a lot of young girls believe that this is the only way they can make it out the hood? Because some rich man is going to come in there and see me degrading and devaluing myself and take me out the hood. When is that okay? This is what we're watching on TV. By you watching it, you're aiding and abetting their propaganda. So when you walk down the street, why do you wonder why police officers don't stop us and do whatever that they do? At the forum, it came out, it's not just a young black issue in terms of what the police are doing to us. It's our community as a whole. There were older people in there sharing stories about what happened to them. And my heart just went out to Sister Anita at her situation with the cops. But we aided a bit. We allowed this to happen to us. Mass media is devaluing and brainwashing us as African Americans as a whole, and as well as minorities too. You may not see too many Spanish people or others, but they're a little subconsciously in there too. During the 1960s, when the civil rights was national news, black visibility was not there, and if we were only presented as they saw us: lazy, stupid, dishonest, inferior, professional quacks, and thieves without adequate skills or ethics. We are being underserved and undereducated, overlooked, and most importantly, we are being dehumanized as a race. We are sold images and we accept them for what they are, and also subconsciously begin to behave the way that they say that we behave. What have we done, oh Lord? What have we done? Our ancestors are turning over in their graves. Poverty in America has ran rapid in the African American community and has been a systematic issue for generations. In America, 1 out of 7 people is impoverished. Single-parent homes are more likely to be in poverty. Some of us feel that the only way out of poverty is to sell drugs, kill, steal, sell our bodies. Others have just given up hope. We often, as a race, feel hopeless. We have allowed people to dictate who we are as people. Who are we? We are kings and queens. Psalms 31 and 9 says we are fearfully and beautifully we made. But when we don't know who we are, we believe just the opposite. Education. Brother Dick Gregory said it best. We asked for education instead of liberation. We believed in so much in a system that has proven time and time again to fail us as a people that we resorted to giving up and we no longer educate ourselves. What are we doing? Liberation will set us free as people. Liberation is knowing and believing that we can raise up and do what the universal God has created us to be. The knowledge is what we know. The knowledge to know who we are and cannot be dictated to anybody but us. And we will start producing intellectually thinking children. Children that question and demand answers. We can take back our neighborhoods. We can be the best that we can be. And what I learned from the forum on Friday is Mount Vernon as a community, we are a Black community, something that is very rare in a lot of cases. And we have corrupt politicians in there, but we can take back. People ask me, yes, I am a teacher. I don't call myself an educator anymore because I believe knowledge is power. Each and every one of you have a responsibility to impart some knowledge into your brothers and sisters, not just your children, but your brothers and sisters at home. We need to go back and we need to understand where we came from. We need to understand our power as African Americans and what we can do. I can give you education, but what's more important is the knowledge that I can impart to you for you to go out and acquire more knowledge. So my charge to each and every one of you is, I don't care, it's not about whether you have a doctor's degree, a master's degree, you've been to college, whatever. That doesn't matter no more because our ancestors were not educated by